National Coordinator, Pastor Omanola, please come and formally welcome us to the program.
Thank you once again, Pastor Sanga, then of Omanola. I welcome also members of press that are here, many of them that have always been here for years, been one of our major partners. Also the things we do ensure that we have them in paper, we have them in TV, like right now we have a TV station just setting up, and some of them also we have been advertised as well. So we should thank you, and honestly, we are very grateful that you all are part of the people that have sustained this program that we have called Rotary Family Health Days. When we started this many years back, little did we know that it would turn out to what it is today. And I am particularly excited that not only have we been able to test and let people of about 40,000 people that we started with in the year 2012 have grown to a total number of about 140,000 in 10 years. Cumulatively, we've been able to do far more than 1 million testing for peoples of Nigeria. Over 1 million. Thank you. And many people have not only known their health status, they also have been able to get referrals. Some have gotten good treatments. I'm sure maybe the next time we'll be having a program of this nature. The 11th time we'll bring in people to come testify to part of the things they've done. What we've been doing in the past is to ensure that we bring people here so they can see what we do. Then we do party launching with members of the press and all that. But maybe looking forward from next year, we'll be bringing people here so to testify. I cannot say the quantity of mosquito nets that we have distributed. We do not distribute less than 20,000 mosquito nets. So you can imagine how many number of mosquito nets that we have been able to distribute to members of the public. We also have tested people and referred people for ailments that are very, very severe, as in cancer, breast cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer of late. This year, we also will be doing all such testing, and that's part of what many people are looking up to. Last year alone, we were able to treat about 8 people. 8 people were treated of prostate cancer. And this year also we're looking forward to not only testing enough men, because we don't want our men to die. Men also need to be tested for them to understand what's happening with their body, so that they can get early knowledge of what is happening and get early treatment as the case may be. Gone at the time when health should be a major issue in our society. And that's part of the objective of the Rotary Family Health Days. I should mention also that, yes, thank you very much. This is TBC doing what they like to do with us at Rotary Family Health Days. I hope you'll be able to stand that and let it stand well enough. And we'll do that stand. All right, thank you very much, TBC. Some other TV stations will be here, and at the appropriate time, the compare will recognize all the press members that are here, one after one. I can see Guardian, I can see Punch newspapers, and other independent newspapers. So thank you all for coming. So by and large, what we do at the Rotary Family Health is to ensure that we test people and let people know their health status. Thereafter, we refer people And for some, we ensure that the treatment is well done. That's what we do at Rotary Family Heritage. The people behind these are Rotarians. Some that are not Rotarians are our partners. We partner with them so that they can support us with their supplies, with ideas, with good knowledge, and some free medical tests. Those are the people we partner with, and we are happy that they are partnering with us. We partner also with the Federal Ministry of Health. That's very important to mention. The Federal Ministry of Health in fact, they are one of our major partners. All the state Ministry of Health are all our partners. And at the local level also, the primary health center, we have a couple of them that have a mandate to support us. So they all are our partners. So what we do is to ensure that members of the society do not lack health rights. We know that the government cannot do it all, and that's why we are doing it. And we have people. Over time, we will be very much more, we'll be very much tested, some testing later today. But before then, I will ask you to please sit back and listen to some of the health stuff that one of us, a special guest, will be delivered to us very soon. Thank you very much from them, and I would like to please hand over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, my past district governor. Yes, the program is 10 years, but our organization is more than 10 years. This program is born out of our interest to do extra work in Rotary, to reach out to many people so that they enjoy an opportunity to check their health status. And 1 million people are still counting. This year, we hope to do more by the special grace of God, and with your participation and support. So put your hands together for yourselves to be part of this program. I want to quickly recognize our friends who are here this afternoon. We have past national rep of International Inner Wheel in Nigeria, past Inner Wheel Chair Bimbo Showande. Please let us put our hands together. The Inner Wheel is a solid partner in our program over the years. We also want to recognize yes, they are a very important part of Rotary, supporting Rotary in all our work. So now we want to invite past Inner Wheel Chair Bimbo Showande to please join my past district on the top table, please. Ma, you are invited, man. Thank you so much for making this here. Thank you very much. Please put our hands together for her. Thank you. We have a group here too who have supported us heavily because of this program, helping us in the care, in our cancer care program, reaching out to women particularly. The Cervical Cancer Care Foundation. They are heavily represented here by Tomiwa. I hope I get that right. Toby Ade Yelure. Did I get that correct? Ade Yelure Toby, you recognize? But I want to invite to the top table Mrs. Adeto Clementina. Please, you're welcome back. They are promised to give 2,000 screening for breast and cervical cancer. Please put your hands together for them. And they will do follow-up after screening care for those who need it free of charge. This is the collaboration we've always done. Thank you very much. And that brings me to our guest speaker, who is the founder of that group, of that foundation, Dr. Lola Salako. In a short while, you will be hearing our profile. Dr. Salako, you're welcome now. Thank you very much. All our partners are not just we have young persons too who are collaborating with us, particularly our Rotaractors. The Rotary Club are always there to go to sites for us and also do our post and 90 days post impact assessment exercise. I want to recognize the Rotaractors who are here. If you're a Rotaractor in the hall, right, please stand up for recognition. We have Rotaractors from Lagos State College of Medicine. They are here. Don't worry, myself, I was a Rotaractor. My PDG was a Rotaractor too. So it's a continuation of service. Thank you very much. We'll go on immediately to introduce to us our guest speaker. At every opportunity we have with the launch program, we always invite our friend to come and share some important information, because every day there are different changes in the world. Just like what happened last year in 2020. Nobody expected COVID-19 to come in. And we need to be abreast every day with new information about our health. And that way, it will help us to stay healthier. So it's on that note, I want to invite Rotary Kate, Assistant Governor, Kate Wilkie, to come and introduce to us our guest speaker. Please clap for her. Is she not fine enough?
Good afternoon, my high PDG. Guests on the high table. Guests that are supporting us, fellow Rotarians. I want to invite Dr. Omanola Salako to become standing, please. Dr. Omanola Salako is a clinical radiation oncologist, entrepreneur, and a technologist. Omolola's experience in oncology spans community, clinical, digital health solutions, and research. She is the founder of several vibrant startups, Cervical Cancer Care, Pearl Oncology, Oncology Clinics, and Oncopathy Cancer App. She is committed to closing the cancer care gap and increasing access to value-driven cancer care in sub-Saharan Africa. Omanola is the 2021 grand prize winner of the C3 Astellas Oncology. Please clap for her. Thank you. She's listed as one of the 2021 brightest minds in cancer research by the Conquer Cancer Foundation, American Society of Clinical Oncology, and a 2022 Africa Oxford Healthcare Innovator Fellow by UNESCO. Omanola is a board member and advisor in several healthcare organizations, and she provides strategies on oncology services, market access, and healthcare innovation. Under our leadership at Pearl Oncology Clinics, has expanded the delivery of cancer care to Lekki, Ojo, and Bagada communities. Cervical Cancer Care more than 20,000 women have received free breast and cervical cancer screening and treatment. I introduce Mrs. Dr. Omanola. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm always excited to hear my own accomplishments, but I must also acknowledge that I'm enjoying my career. There's no doubt about it. I love the work I do, but I must also tell you that it started from a very painful place. About 18 years ago, my younger sister, who had just finished secondary school and I was in medical school, she developed bone pain. Unfortunately, she had cancer and the cancer had spread from the kidney to the bones. At the time she was diagnosed, she needed to see a clinical oncologist. And at the time, there were about 30 clinical oncologists in Nigeria. Anyway, the pain was so bad that we had to seek for care abroad. By the time we got abroad, under 2 months, she passed away. I saw how they took care of her in UK. In as much as it was already advanced, they made sure there was dignity. She was not in pain. And that was an opening, that was a burning desire, how to come back to Nigeria and improve care in Nigeria, but most importantly, to contribute to the number of clinical oncologists in the country. So I started off with becoming one of the clinical oncologists in Nigeria. We're very few. There are 83 of us at the moment. Very, very few. We should be 1,000 clinical oncologists taking care of cancer patients in the country. But unfortunately, we find ourselves with very few skilled doctors treating cancer patients. In Lagos State, there are 20 clinical oncologists, about 25, but less than 25. In some states, they have just one clinical oncologist. What I want to point out to you is when people are diagnosed with cancer, they need to be treated with the best cancer care team. For example, a woman who has breast cancer should have a surgeon who will do the surgery, a clinical oncologist who will provide chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Same thing, prostate cancer, the urologist will do the surgery while the clinical oncologist will provide radiotherapy and chemotherapy. So one of the reasons why we have poor statistics in Nigeria is because it's not only the patient factors about people presenting late, it's also when they present early, what happens? Do they get to see the right doctors early? And the answer most times is no. So today, I would quickly acknowledge the partnership we've had with the Rotary Club in the last 2 years. We started off about 2 years ago providing a health talk on prostate cancer during the pandemic. And this year, we're going to support the screening that will happen on Thursday and Friday by providing 1,000 free screening. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because, so this is just the tip of the iceberg because Rotary Club has been in existence for many decades, but most importantly has been touching a lot of lives. And we at Cervical Cancer Care are excited to partner with the Rotary Club this year again. And we believe this will continue into the future. Cervical Cancer Care was set up in memory of my sister. And many years later, we're very happy at the lives we have touched. And I want to touch on 20,000 women that we have screened for free over the last 5 years. Of course, we are doing this with the support of ACT Foundation and Access Bank. This year, we're going to screen 7,000 women. And this is so important because yesterday I sat with a cervical cancer patient. Now, let me take it back a bit. Cervical cancer is a disease that is preventable. It is caused by a virus called human papillomavirus. This virus is sexually transmitted. When a man and a woman have sex, the man can transmit to the woman and the woman can transmit to the man. Now, what happens is for some women, the virus stays on the cervix for many years and it causes a chronic infection. Now, this chronic infection can last from 10 years to 15 years. In this time, the virus is changing the cervix. It is causing abnormalities. If we screen the woman when that abnormality is there, we will detect it at stage 0. And if we go ahead to treat, it will cost less than 150,000 naira to prevent that stage 0 abnormality from becoming full-blown cervical cancer. It sounds very simple and easy, but why is it that 14,000 women every year in Nigeria are diagnosed with cervical cancer? It's because they don't know the benefits of cervical screening. It's because they are scared to be screened. It's because they don't have access to the vaccines. It's because they can't afford the vaccines. And unfortunately, for the last 1 year or more, the vaccines are not available in Nigeria. So even if you have your money, you want to get vaccinated, in Nigeria, you really have to sweat and order the drug from wherever outside the country to get vaccinated. However, the good news is for every woman who has engaged in sex, whether it's once, twice, or thrice, or 1,000,000 times, you should present for your cervical screening. And I think this is the most important thing I want to share. Because of all the cancers we can prevent, cervical cancer is number 1. Yet in Nigeria, cervical cancer is the second commonest cancer amongst women. So I want to challenge us here. If you have not been screened before, please book your appointment to get screened. You have the option of free, which will happen on Thursday and Friday in the Ikeja Cantonment and somewhere else. I believe we'll mention the venues later. And if you don't want to, benefit from the free, you can book your appointment alongside your annual medical checkup and go for your screening. You can do a pap smear, you can do the visual inspection with acetic acid, you can do the liquid-based cytology. You can even do the HPV DNA testing. These are all the different tests used for cervical cancer screening. The most important thing, before I bore you with the words, is please encourage the women in your lives to go for their screening. And I'll just quickly touch on the pillars of cancer control. About 30% of cancers are preventable. As difficult and complex as cancer is, some cancers are preventable, like cervical cancer. Some cancers are not preventable, but we can diagnose them early. And that's when we talk about early detection. A woman has a lump in her breast. She noticed it in January. It's not painful, so she's not worried about it. And then she notices 6 months later in June that it's bigger. The lump was initially the size of granite, but now it's the size of an agbalumo. Then she's worried in June and she says, let me go to the hospital. That is not early detection because 6 months has gone by. So the second pillar of early detection focuses on people presenting to the hospital early when they notice a symptom, when they are. Some of these symptoms include abnormal bleeding. For a woman, what is abnormal bleeding? It simply means a woman bleeding after sex, a woman bleeding in between her periods, or a woman bleeding after menopause. What is normal vaginal bleeding? That is when a woman is bleeding after delivery or she's bleeding during her menstrual period. All of that is normal. Anything outside of that is abnormal and should be checked. So a lot of women in our communities are bleeding abnormally, have breast lumps, A lot of men are peeing. They are waking up 5 to 20 times in the night to pee. Some are seeing blood in their urine. Now, all of these symptoms may be cancer, may not be cancer, but the most important thing is to present to the hospital early so that the right interventions can be done and we can confirm if it is due to cancer or other reasons. And that's where we talk about prompt diagnosis. You cannot diagnose what you report. So for cancer control, the first pillar is some cancers are preventable. All cancers should be reported early, promptly. The third pillar is when the patient walks into the clinic, then the right tests should be done so that the diagnosis can be made very quickly. And these are all the things that happen before a patient lands on my table. Most times, patients are referred to me because they have been confirmed to have cancer. A woman with a breast lump, they've taken a bit of the lump, sent it to the lab. The results come back as it is cancer. They refer to the oncologist. A man who has waterworks problem has seen the urologist. They've taken a bit of the sample from the prostate. It comes back as prostate cancer is sent to me. A woman who complains of foul smelling discharge from the vagina, abnormal vaginal bleeding. They take a sample, the gynecologist take a sample, confirm it's cancer, they refer to the oncologist. The best way of treating any cancer patient is multidisciplinary. No one doctor is the best at treating cancer because cancer is such a complex disease. You need all the best minds together discussing the patient. Also about, prompt diagnosis, the best time to treat any cancer patient is the first time. The reason why I'm hammering on early detection is because in the hospitals, 80% of our patients present late. Women come in with fulminating masses. Men are coming, paralyzed because the prostate cancer has spread to the bone. But what is important is at the time a symptom starts, you should report it to the doctors immediately. And you must do your due diligence in the hospitals you're going to. You need to ask smart questions. Are you skilled in treating cancer? What is your success rate of treating cancer? It's not good enough for you to trust anybody who wears the white coat. You need to do your investigation. And I know that may be difficult to investigate if doctors are skilled, but we have a lot of public hospitals where the specialists reside. We have a lot of private hospitals. You can search online, go and check on their team, and then you will see all their names. You have to do your search on the doctors you are seeing. It's not right for a lot of cancer patients receive care in various hospitals, have spent millions of naira before they see an oncologist for the first time. And that's the fourth point, the fourth pillar, which is effective treatment. The best time to treat any cancer patient is the first time they present. Unfortunately, a lot of cancer patients present when they have received care in many places, when the cancer has been tampered with, has been cut inappropriately. They've been given chemo doses that are not adequate. And so when patients present to the oncologist, we are struggling with complications of treatments received in the past. The patient is tired because they've received all types of treatment. You must investigate that you have a cancer care team skilled and experienced in treating cancers. The fifth pillar is survivorship. A common question I get is, will I survive cancer? The beautiful thing about cancer is many people do survive cancer. It's true, a lot of people die. But today in Nigeria, there are many people who have survived their cancers. They live to ripe old age. They live healthy and happy years. So a lot of people are surviving cancer, and that's a combination of many things. Excellent treatment, the grace of God, the biology of the cancer. Some cancers are very aggressive. Some cancers are not so aggressive. But it's important that for people to survive cancer, they must receive quality cancer care, which is available in Nigeria. Certain cancers don't even have to come up, like cervical cancer. That's why every woman should please go and get screened. And the sixth pillar is palliative care. So cancer is a disease that causes a lot of symptoms: pain, bleeding. Some women present with ulcers, like the breast lump bursts, and then it becomes an ulcer or a wound. And so palliative care simply means we provide symptomatic control. We stop the bleeding, we reduce the pain or abort the pain. We ensure the patient is calm, understands the disease, and so on and so forth. I will quickly round up with 4 points. Along my career, people ask me, why are you doing oncology? Are you not sad? A lot of your cancer patients die. Are you not burnt out? But it's a privilege to sit with people living with cancer, to discuss and provide solutions at a critical point in their lives where they are facing a life-threatening illness and they are scared. And that's where we as humans thrive the most, for those of us that appreciate that aspect in life. And I want to point out family, which is the first point. When I sit today, I ran a clinic and I was with a mom and her son, and I was explaining to the family that we have to start treatment and mama will need some form of support. And the son said something like, I don't have time. I cannot be following her to the clinic. And I asked him, I said, if this was 30 years ago and this was the reverse case, do you think your mom would say this? And so just in case you're taking care of anyone with a chronic illness in your family is sacrifice, family is love. We need to do better in taking care of our family members. Secondly, about family, Nigerians are excellent when it comes to taking care of their family members. There's no doubt about it. And so this is just a clarion call that we all have 1 or 2 people in our own family that have one condition or the other, maybe hypertension, diabetes, cancer. And if you are lucky, where nobody has anything, any ailment in your family, thank God for that, because that's God's grace. But if you do have someone you are caring for, check up on them. Are they using their drugs properly? When last did they go for their appointment? Take 2 to 3 hours off work and follow them to the hospital so that you can be the second air in the clinic. Check up on them. There's scarcity now. How will they get to the clinic? If you have to drive them, book and get fuel for them, that's family. Family is tested during hard times. And sometimes, as I sit behind my oncology desk, I'm very impressed by certain family members. And some, you shouldn't even call them family. So this is just a clarion call that to remind us that please reach out to different family members who are healthy and those who are struggling. My second point is making the right decisions. A lot of people have to make health decisions, and these decisions are based on, can I afford it? Is it near my house? Am I scared of the treatment? Yesterday, I was telling a young lady in her 30s that we have to do surgery. And she asked, what type of surgery? Remove the breast or remove the lung? And I asked her, I said, what do you think? What are you comfortable with? She said, just remove the lung. Whatever her decision is, it's not easy. It's not an easy decision for a woman to remove her breast or for a man to remove any part of his body. So as we make decisions about our health, let it not come from a place of fear. So for those of you that have not done your annual medical checkup, I expect you will make a decision that you will do it within the next 2 weeks. How much is an annual medical checkup? It starts from 30,000 naira. Is that too much to invest in your health? Why are you working if you can't take care of yourself? Take care of your heart. Check your kidneys. And for those who can afford it, you can do your medical checkup as high as 150, 200,000. The third point is we need to support cancer patients better. And I'm very glad that Rotary Club supported about 8 cancer patients last year. It's not easy. Treatment of cancer starts from ₦1 million and can go as high as 20 million naira. How do we support cancer patients better? Because some patients are dying not because of the cancer, but because they can't receive the treatment. It's as simple as that. I see it play out every day. I run a clinic called Oncology Clinic. We're in Lekki, but we are also in Ojo, Navy Hospital Ojo. We are also in Arjo and Bagada. Our model at Oncology is to take cancer care to where patients live. All of us, all the oncologists in Lagos today are in the city. We don't want to go far. It's stressful. And can the patients afford our services? But who will take care of those patients if we don't go there? And so a patient can come into Lekki today and pay X amount, but if they meet us at Ojo, they will pay half the price. And it is when we partner with other partners that we can make cancer care affordable. We can't do it by ourselves. So again, this is one of the ways we would love to partner with the Rotary Club. Accessing treatment should not be based on how much you earn. Should not be whether you're a professional or not. Cancer does not respect you, whether you are rich or poor, old or young, Christian or Muslim, or which state or tribe you are from. But together, all of us can contribute our widow's mites and make indigent patients access care. So just in case, if you know any patient who requires services, support, counseling, welfare, please, you can reach out to us. And the fourth and final point is on collaboration, which I have sort of touched on. It is important we share our resources. So as patients are being screened on Thursday and Friday, let's say we screen 1,000 people, 1,000 women, we expect 100 of them will have abnormalities. About 50 will have breast abnormalities, and another 50 will have something in their cervix. Do we leave them at that point? That's unethical. And this is where organizations like Rotary, Oncology Clinic, Cervical Cancer Care, Oncopadi can combine their resources and other stakeholders to make care affordable and very, very easy to access. Thank you very much.
I don't think that is enough to what she has presented. Please, let's put our hands together for her. Thank you so much for that very enlightening and educative presentation. Thank you so much. I've heard so much about the passion about cancer care, and we are proud to be our collaborators with the Rotary Family. Thank you so much, Doctor. While she was on, we have 2 of our very revered past district governors here this afternoon, and they have been strong pillars of this organization. In fact, I don't know whether in the coordinator, my PDG, the national coordinator of the program, will tell you more about this organization. They are a lifetime member of our organization. It's my honor to welcome Dr. Kamoro Motosho past from 2020, 2012, 2013. It's about beginning of I won't complete that next. Another past is also working. And he's a very, very supportive partner of this program, not only as a Rotarian, even not as a Rotarian. He's doing both over and way. I just told him something that will come and do later very soon. And which he knows we will be together. He is another president, another doctor, Dr. Wale Manager, past district governor 2017, 2018. In fact, going on from this side of the room, going on, please, today is our day. Today is the 10th. This is the 10th edition of this program, and you have been part of it all from the very beginning. You are welcome, sir. It's my pleasure to also introduce some of our senior Rotarians and district leaders here present. We have Past Assistant Governor Satui of the Rotary. She's wearing two caps, whether she likes it or not. She's a past district governor too. In quote form. I'm very, very active participant of this program, support of this program. So that note, I want to quickly again invite, before I invite a national coordinator to please step forward to appreciate our guest speaker. It's not in our character in Rotary. Silver or gold we don't have, but whatever we have, we must give. So I want to invite Dr. Douglas again.
If you ask me, maybe $1 million, I don't know, for this particular speech. And I know that many of us that have listened have benefited from it. Somebody has sent a chat message to me already. And if you permit, she said she would like to have an interview with you. Please, I'm going to share your email address with the person. She's actually not even in Nigeria, she's in South Africa. And she has asked that, like, please share your details with her so that she can have a good interview with you, because she's quite impressed by your speech. And I'm sure you've granted that. I know if I have to tell you behind, you probably say, oh no, but publicly now, I know that I've accepted that from you. Please thank her for I will grant this honor to my past district governor, my own dad here, to please make this presentation on behalf of Rotary Family Health Days 2022, sir.
So on behalf of Rotary Family Health Day, apart from the presentation, we are so grateful for your performance. This, like I said, they are clever guys. I expect you to be well paid for this job, but Bola doesn't pay for this. Thank you.
On behalf of the Cervical Cancer, especially my team and my mom, who is by my side, we say a special thank you because the truth is, I accept this award on behalf of the organization. I do just 20% of the work for my team, do the rest. Tomiwa, my mom, Engineer Mojobi, who is the board member, and Metro Foundation, and the team over there, Esther. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think I will have another, have you taken for the press, special for the press? All right, thank you. Yeah, no. Thank you. While she's settling down, I'm sure some of us will have questions. So this is the time for us to ask questions based on what she has discussed with us. If it's online, Elizabeth says, can you check online if there are questions? If everybody wants to ask questions, this is the time to ask questions. So please, questions. We'll take about 3 and maybe 2 online. 3 in person and 2 online. Questions, please. Questions? Do you have any online ones? Questions or clarifications? Members of the press, I'm sure you have your questions listed somewhere. This is the time for you to fill those technical questions as it regards to this. When she is not answering your question, there's no way I personally will be able to answer those oncological questions. It's not my training. Questions, please. Questions? All right, Mommy.
Good afternoon. In case there is no question, I have one to ask Dr. Salako. What are the factors? What are the factors causing cervical cancer? Thank you. Risk factors.
You want to answer that? Did Mommy give you a clue before coming? She's doing one of those things Mommy does to her. It's up to you. Yeah, to it.
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. The common risk factors for cervical cancer include, and I'll focus on the sexual lifestyle, which is a woman who has multiple sexual partners is at risk of getting HPV virus from different sexual partners. Another risk factor is a woman who has one partner who has multiple sexual partners. That's another risk factor. Any other risk factor? Okay. Early exposure to sex, starting sex at a very, very young age. It's expected that adults engage in sex from the 18th upwards, but for women who start engaging in sex at an earlier age. See that's a risk factor. HIV, being immunocompromised, promotes the growth of the virus. So for people who are HIV positive, nothing to worry about. The truth is, you should present for your screening properly. Anyone who is HIV positive should use their medications as prescribed and do their screening properly. Because people who are HIV positive are at risk of developing other cancers like cervical cancer. So, and then people who are not eating well. So immunocompromised states can be caused by HIV, not having enough nutrients in your meal, having other chronic conditions like diabetes. So it's a combination of many things together. And I'll just put the mail on. Please, if you have engaged in sex once or twice or more, and you are above 25 years old, you're a female, please book your cervical screening. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, another question from the back. You want to step forward so that you can use the microphone? No, step forward, please, so that the camera can see us. Thank you. Let's applaud her as she comes forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to the guest lecturer. What I want to ask her is, we have quite a large number of people that know that they have cancer. They live with cancer, but like I said, the treatment is quite expensive. They don't have any outreach or where they can be able to get some of these treatments. Is there anything that any intervention that she can do, whether we can link them with her, or if there's any more, especially during this country family communities?
Thank you for that answer. Yes. Okay. You have a third one. I don't know, Elizabeth, you want to check online? There are questions there, or at least one question. The last question is basically how to help indigent patients. And I'm sure doctors are calling to report to that because Rotary really can do it. So that's the other truth. Okay.
So the truth is, the demand for supporting cancer patients always outweighs available resources. And sadly, there are many cancer patients today that are in different parts of the country, like their houses, they're dying because they can't get treatment. And I remember during the pandemic when there was a lockdown, we were using our app, app, to support some of our cancer patients. But one disturbing thing we saw was a lot of cancer patients came online looking for help because they couldn't get to their hospital. And at that point, my experience then was I started to see patients that I hadn't, the type of patients I hadn't seen before. I was seeing their homes because we were doing video consultations. I was seeing people who were dying, they were going to die within a week. They were at the very end of life. And I could see the type of houses, rooms they lived in. Their family members had, a particular patient, the family member had left the woman there and locked the door. As they took the phone in the video, as doctors, we are monitoring everything. And I was looking at where's the window, where's the lights, where's the, by the time they brought touch light and I could see the woman, she was on the floor, really, everything was on the water. And obviously, they had dropped out there. And as far as I was concerned, she died of starvation, poor hygiene, and abandonment, malnutrition. And so I took it up with the family and I asked for a family meeting and I told them I was going to report them to social workers on this breach of human rights and all of that. At the end of the day, they didn't have money. They didn't have to pay 250,000 naira to have done the surgery that my mom was should have done. So the truth is, a lot of Nigerians live below poverty line. They can't afford 100,000 naira surgery, even if that's what the government hospital is charging, as cheap as it is, as it seems. Many people cannot afford care. Do we have enough resources supporting cancer patients? We don't. That's why we have to be strategic. For those of us that have small resources, we have to combine it intelligently so that we can reach more patients. I will share some resources available that I know of, but there are many more. The federal government of Nigeria recently launched the Catastrophic Health Fund, and that's a 72 billion naira fund that is spread across 6 public hospitals in the country. Unfortunately, Lagos, there's no hospital in Lagos that can benefit from that fund. But hospitals like University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UCH, there are 6 of them that can benefit. And if the patient is registered under that hospital, they can receive 2 million naira worth of care. Unfortunately, in Lagos, no hospital in Lagos was selected, and I believe that will be moved in the future. Secondly, there are many NGOs that do different things part-time. In Cervical, we provide free breast cancer surgeries in the General Hospital Lagos. And we've been doing so since 2014. Chemotherapy. Generally, when people need support, they go online, they respond. They go online, they find NGOs, apply to them, and sometimes they are lucky, sometimes they are not lucky. But from experience, when a patient can't afford care, the first thing is the best place they can receive care is the public hospital, because that's where they can receive the most affordable care. And its quality, other than the inefficiencies of the public health system where they have to wait, that's just one. So I would say the truth is there are many resources, but we have a platform where all these resources are placed so that anyone who wants support knows one place they can go and get all of the help from. No, we don't. We don't have that kind of platform. We don't have any updated platform that supports that kind of patient. But at Cervical Cancer Care, we are an NGO, we've been in existence for 16 years. If you have any of such patients, reach out to us, which one is there. We will talk with the patient, consult the patient, identify what the patient needs, give clarity, and then part-time, if we know what available resources are available, we will tell the patient and the family member. We will tell them, we will write letters to the right doctors so that we will navigate the process. So in that way, we can support. But of course, it gets to a point where patients need millions of naira. At the moment, we have about 10 patients in our waiting list who need some form of support. But we all know that if we try and identify how many patients that need support, there are thousands of them. So it's just about reaching out to people and sharing that problem, it becomes half solved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Osako, for those questions still there. And I want to thank everybody. Oh, madam, you have a question. Okay. Well, I'm sure she'll be followed that time. You want to come forward, please, and ask your question. Let's applaud her as she comes forward.
Standing on the existing protocol with everybody in this hall. Actually, Dr. Salako has made a lot of, in fact, she has touched so the extent that we really need in this country. What she is saying now is just for the few people in this place. We lack awareness. Most of us don't even know that there is oncology clinic in Nigeria. Hence, so many die. I just lost a younger person yesterday. Undiagnosed cancer. You see, and we are in a place where a doctor means doctor of everything. And our healthcare system is not really helping issues. We have specialists. There are cases that can come to a doctor. When it comes, it's the faster we refer, the better and the easier we treat. But in this aspect of the country or the world, when a patient comes in with, you know it's clearly, you don't even need a diagnosis to know that this is pointing towards cancer. The doctor will keep the patient there until it gets out of hands. Before that one will now move it. And knowing that economically we are not sound, we don't have it, majority don't have it. Just like she rightly said, larger number of Nigerians are living below poverty. Not just poverty. Poverty is even a term, a terminology. But when you want to assess it, it's below poverty. So what do we need? Dr. Salako, please. You are just one of such. How do we know the 25 others or the 24 others? Where are they? Are they in our public hospitals? Are they in the private hospitals? We need a great awareness. Can the government help us to tell us where they are? It pains me, I'm in pains. I have to come because it's Rotary Club. I lost that young man of 51 with a family of 5. It's a burden again added to the family. So you see, so how can we get this awareness to the grassroots? To those who are even clamoring for. Those of us here can afford to come here. There are millions of people that cannot afford to come here. When we talk of online, how many of us are online? So I think most of us NGOs, I'm running an NGO called Palliative Care Foundation. My name is Ambassador Dr. Apolonio Cheke. And I've been in that NGO, we run a lot of health programs, health outreaches to how to reach communities. And when you get there, it is even when you yourself at the time you want to cry because there is no amount of what help you have to render that can equate to what you're going to see there. It's only those in the field that knows what is on. So please, can we get more awareness of where? Because this my cousin that died was in one of the teaching hospitals in Abuja. As I'm talking to you, he's dead. He's in the mortuary. The investigation is still ongoing. Maybe by the time the investigation comes out, we would have buried him. And then of what use is it for us? So we need more awareness as far as cancer cases are concerned. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, man. That's a strong argumentation. I don't know if Dr. Salako want to make any response to that. All right. Thank you very much.
Madam, I'm sorry for your loss. Very sorry about it. And you touched on an important topic that is case diagnosis. So he's presented to the hospital and they're still asking for so many tests. And it's taking too long and now he's dead. And that's one of the challenges we face as a country. I wish we could solve it immediately, but what I know is we need to be strategic. We are actually wasting the little resources we have by not collaborating with each other. And when it comes to cancer, it has to be end-to-end care. You diagnose the patient, you treat the patient, you follow up the patient. The problem is very deep. I don't know which angle to start from, but I would say each of us has the power
to inform our family members. Of course, let's start with our family. Let's educate them about cancer awareness, cancer prevention, live a healthy life. And then where we have influence, like the Rotary Club has, phenomenal influence. We make use of it, and obviously they are making use of it. But it's down to collaboration and strategic thinking of how we can use our limited resources to get to more people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. I want to join Dr. Sarah to empathize with you when it's no matter how far away distant the person might be, a loss is still a loss, a loss of life is still a loss of life. Empathize with you, I'm sure God will find a good position for everybody that have lost them. Many of us have lost people to cancer, that's the simple truth. As I speak with you, I have a very good friend, one of my accountants, the wife has just been operated, not completed. Thank God it was success. And I've been there to see her a couple of times. That's at the London University Teaching Hospital. And thank God, she's happy and she's working. And I was really honest, I was wondering how somebody who has just gone through a surgery, breast cancer, could walk out of that particular building and meet us outside. That's just the way it is. So I know very like what Dr. has said earlier, earlier detection, because we've been battling with it for more of a year, and eventually, after a series of chemo, and honestly, it's expensive. That's just the bad side of it. Very, very expensive. Very expensive. So we don't even know how much it will cost ultimately. We don't know what will happen ultimately. It's just putting faith on it. Thank God for our own life. She has been able to go through the surgery. I have another one that is very close to me. So close. My sister's sister. And we're very close. Very close. We lost her about 4 weeks ago. She died. Our own case, no earlier detection. And today, some of us are still blaming my brother-in-law, who we believe ought to have known earlier and did not voice out. Eventually, we had a lot of people, and ultimately, we lost them. So many of us are faced with one person or another battling some ailment. Cancer is there, other ailments are there too. But honestly, what some of us are just doing beyond praying, let us support as many people as possible. Anybody you think you can support, emotionally, I think the emotional support is quite important. Emotional support. Just emotionally support the person. Financial support, very, very important. Trust me. Financial support is very, very important. It's like endless budget. Or that's like I call it. I say it has no budget. Just give today, tomorrow they say the eggs, you give it eggs. And keep giving and giving until either the person dies or the person just keep surviving. That's just it. But early detection, I think, is very, very important. Let's submit ourselves to tests. And that's what we do here in the Rotary family members. We support people, we encourage people to do early tests, to do tests periodically. So if anything is wrong, know it early enough. It's not good enough for anybody just to die of ignorance, die of something you know. Perhaps it's better. If people can support you, can help you, can get you out of it, let people do. And Rotary Family Health Days, that's what we are specialists of. And that's why many of you are here, you are partners. You are supporting us to support members of the community. And we have international partners also that are supporting us. So there is no amount of support that is small. Like Mother Teresa once said it, we as a human we think the little we are adding to the ocean is very minute. But the ocean will not be as big as it is if we remove those tiny little droplets. Each of us will have dropped. So please, add your own little drop and let the ocean be as big and wide as can be. Again, I want to thank everybody that has been here since inception, and thank you for your rapt attention. The members of the press have been quite supportive, and thank you also. I will quickly move to what we have next, and that is practically unveiling the 2020 Rotary Family Health Days. We spent enough time here, and just quickly move. The Rotary Family Health Day 2022, as we mentioned earlier, is the 10th edition. This particular program should have happened since November, but as a result of too many financial challenges, we were able to hold it until this week. We had to postpone, like many of you know, postpone around 4 times. The particular was not even announced, but here we are today, and we are grateful that eventually we have people like you supporting us and ensuring that we are going to have this. And we started having it, and we'll have it seriously by the next on Thursday and Friday. So we want to ask you to be part of it. Call as many people as possible so that they can have their health status known, so they can be part of the people that Rotary is supporting, to ensuring that they have early detection for anything, or just confirm that you're good. There's nothing bad in confirming that you're good after. If you're good, by the grace of God, I'm good. Okay, so just check your own health status also. Be free to do it. There's no scare to it. If anything is wrong, earlier detected, and we can move on that. So we are here now unveiling the year 2022 Rotary Family Health Days, and we would like to declare open for press then to please ask questions like we've always done in the past, so that we can ultimately get this done. But to unveil, to really declare it upon the current landlord of our district, and that's our district governor for the year 2021-2022. Rotary Remy Bello, whom I would like you to please applaud as the initial plan that will not be around. As it is, he told me he will be here earlier, and I actually thought he has left while we started. So eventually I realized that his vehicle was there, and I was wondering, okay, fine. DG is still here, please. Let's quickly get in. That was why I then had to pass a standard, and then I had to quickly go and ensure that he's here. I want to thank him for ensuring that we still have this program, this Rotary year, and I would like to invite him specially to please come in his own special official. Thank you.
Thank you, IPDD, the National Coordinator for Rotary Family Days, the Director, PDG Media Academy, who are supposed to be online, the National Coordinator, IPDG people are everybody. PDG Dr. Karolo Matosho, you are recognized. PDG Dr. Wale Fukumwade. I'm not surprised it's your event. We are talking of health, so you have to be here. Our partners and speakers at today's event, like you all know, this is a flagship project of Rotary International. It's a 2 or 3 days, 3 years program of Rotary world over. And like the coordinator said, this event ought to have come earlier than this, but I want to congratulate the national body, in particular the coordinator, that at least the event is all day during this changing career. I want to take the basis for that. I will be able to mark it in my diary too, that during my tenure, we had the 3 family health. My assignment is very simple, as is the tradition. When you have 2-3 days there to flag it off. So it's my pleasure to flag off this 2022 Rotary Family Health program. I would like to watch it while we go out and do the next. Thank you, and God bless.
Let's applaud District Governor once more.
We want to invite the press crew that are here, please take the front row. There'll be another mic available. We have our friend from Punch, Guardian. If there are any questions you want to ask about the program coming up, this is the time. So our district governor and the national coordinator will join in addressing those issues, especially as you see this program to the communities where this program will be held. So I want to invite our president to please have the mic. If there are concerns you want to ask about the program, which will help you in submitting the needed information. Well, I think they are finished the program already. Financial monitor, they have they've advised that they want to interview with the district governor and our Rotary leaders is prepared. So we'll just go on straight to the next line of action by inviting past district governor Dr. Carvalho to please give us a brief remark. And the same night, Dr. Everybody will do the same thing too. Sir, the brief remark, sir.
Our own landlord care, our district governor, and the national coordinator, Francis governor, and the West Bay. And more importantly, the guests. This program has always been
underestimated because it contributes a lot opportunity for us to know about our health. Unfortunately, this time around, we didn't have enough time to let people know that what we are doing. But those of you who are here today, I think you have the opportunity to disseminate information to people. This one new opportunity now, the director is even here. We got to online. Thank you very much. So this is an opportunity for us to let people know that they have the unique advantage of getting care at a very reduced price. In fact, actually, you don't have to pay for this work. Being in medical practice, we feel things that people cannot afford to do most of the things they need to do. It's not a choice, not just a question of whether you enjoy doing it, but it's very important for your health. When you now provide a situation whereby something is very important for you to do, and you don't have the facilities or the means to do it, once in a while, you get very few opportunities whereby it's given to you on your lap without you pay for it. What is lacking, therefore, like we said by our partner here, that most of these days people don't even know where they exist. The awareness is very important, and this where opportunity whereby the few of you who have been present, you help us spread the awareness so that you can get these opportunities to look after yourself at a very, very cheap price. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, sir.
Standing and the institutions. If you don't go to that's something to do. The inventor said, just to run. Now we have to speak. Everyone has to say something. So I have to recommend that the director, RBG, and the coordinator and activity and the IT. Fellow Rotarians, our partners, and also people online, not recognized. Well, except you have not been involved in this activity, we don't know how vast, how massive it is. Like we had during the discussion, late diagnosis is a major issue, especially with cancers. And even HIV and also chronic ailments. Many times, during one of these activities, we never knew they had diabetes. They were diagnosed during this time which they activity. Many never knew they were hypertensive. They never knew because they never did any checks. And so, first thing is, all of us here, like the doctors are also to spread the awareness. Let people do, I think, routine checks. I know it's not cheap. But like she said, at General Hospital, that's the cheapest place where you get affordable and good care. Anybody above 40 should ideally do maybe a check in here. Any lady like you heard that has been having regular sex should do the PAP score. You know, I mean the cervical cancer. So all these things are just what we should do. And when we do them, we can avoid so many disasters. If you detect hypertension on time, you will not have stroke. If you detect cervical cancer on time, a surgery may be just enough. You will not need chemotherapy, you will not need radiotherapy. And that's the essence of this activity. It's so fast and touches so many lives that many clubs, that's the major activity for a year. I'm sure many clubs they were really in that building that this event did not happen in the result. But many people are familiar with it and are waiting for it on a yearly basis. So I want to thank the organizers who have considered it for 10 years. And I want to appeal to all of us, we should all be helpers. Because I not spoke so much about how individual people can get help. I hope we all listen. Yes, there's no format, there's no public domain for all. But she said so many things that we can see, latch on and help our individual people who need help. What she said about the diagnosis, how to suffer it, it's a pity it does happen. My cousin went to a very hospital in this Lagos for 6 months. Was complaining about back pain. Even requested for X-ray and they were telling her you can't teach us our job. By the time she got to me, that's sometime in February this year, it was too late. The cancer has spread to all our own bones. And she died, from the point I knew, she died about 2 months after. So it's true that doctors do make mistakes. But if you have an issue, seek a second opinion. Seek a second opinion. If I'm your doctor and I'm not telling you, seek a second opinion. Because we are also human beings. We are not perfect. Errors can happen sometimes. Then we must all take our health seriously, and that's one thing we don't do. Many of us, when we ask everybody here, many of us are not going to, I'm not going to speak for you here too. Say, I don't have any problem. Don't say that. Just like you are driving your car and you don't have a check on it. One is going to get out or something will happen. So regular checkup is important. Everybody that wants faults, you must take it as a matter of duty. If you are driving your car, behind you do nicely, you're going to be mechanic street. And your body will be complaining to you. Maybe it's a pain somewhere or something. Say, maybe it's because of what I did here. So you start justifying, rationalizing. By the time you get to those instruments, and that's painful for doctors. So please, we should all be our own doctors. Listen to our bodies, do regular checks, and let this awareness be all over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akiliji. The same way we want to invite, while we invite one of the organizers specially, is a member of the board of Rotary for Family Rotary Action Group for Family Health and AIDS Prevention International. No other person than Past District Dr. Jibia Hirdo. Please, you're welcome, sir. Welcome to everyone. Will give us a brief remark. We had our annual general meeting recently, and it was there in Houston, Texas, participating in that exercise. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Our DG has disappeared. Our national coordinator for RFH, pretty partnership governor, fellow Rotarians, is quite a good thing, a thing of prayer for this project to be taking place in Nigeria today. I say that because Nigeria seems to be the only country out of the about 9 countries around the world where the Rotary Family Health Days will be held this Rotary year. Many countries, Benin Republic, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Kenya, South Africa, where Rotary Family Health Days are held. They've been affected by the COVID pandemic, and they've not been able to get themselves together. But the human efforts by the National Coordinator, P.D. Jimana, he done a lot of work. He's put his foot down that this Rotary year, the Rotary Family Health Days will be held in Nigeria. Can we give a round of applause to our National Coordinator? To the effort that he's made. Many other coordinators in all the countries around the world have given up. And the only way they're hoping that sometime next year they will have their own program. The problem was funding. Most of the funding partners we have all over the world were concentrating on COVID-19 alone. And if you go to them, and if it's not COVID, they said, that's why we take a back seat. But our national government was dogged, and the response bit by bit, dollar by dollar, and went on. And what you now have, you will notice that it's a little bit compacted this year. Instead of a 3-year program, I think we're having a 2-year program, 2-day program. That's a due to the funding challenges we've had. But we need to go on because the people out there are waiting for us. I get phone calls that, so, when are you coming? When are you coming? But they are used to it. And we give them support, we give them a platform for them to build on their health. Just like PDG have just said, the most important thing when you want to have good health is diagnosis. The second most important thing is diagnosis. The third most important thing is diagnosis, knowing exactly what you have. And that is when you can be able to know what to do about it. And that is why RFK comes into it. It gives you that platform. At least once a year, you can come in, have a comprehensive examination, a lot of tests that you can do, and will give you the benefit that you cannot have the tools to be able to move forward to take care of your health. As many more diseases as have been packaged are coming on stream. And RFK has come to stay. We do it every year. And I'm quite happy that the clubs, the build district, are taking it, upon themselves to put it as a part of their calendar. It's a well-packaged program. You don't need to do a lot. The needs assessment has been done for you. A lot of the funding has been raised for you. So you just key into it. You have many clubs that drift from Rotary year to Rotary and they don't know what to do. They do some projects that are wishy-washy. This is a well-thought-out, well-packaged program that you just key into and you have a ready-made program for your Rotary year. I thank you very much for keying into this program every year and bring you good wishes from the board of directors of RFK. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure my pastor was very proud to be a Nigerian and to be a member of this district. That we are the only one doing this program in 2 years. We just put our hands together for ourselves because all of us are great time. I want to recognize this program of the estimate is online. Dr. William Koi is online with us. We have some of our partners here too. From Power Oil, they've been helping us for many years to activate health wellness programs, giving free advices to and texts. They are represented by Samuel Ujefo here. Samuel Ujefo, nice. Thank you very much. We have faith-based organization too. Earlier we want the CNS Church. We also have Dr. Austin Oseke from the Catholic Church of Representation, who has also been with us for over 7 years now. And it's not just about free screening that we do. Rotary also get some gains too. Eventually, I'm sure after nobody was gone and the 20th man, I said it was not just the Rotary management, was Rotary. I'm not saying it's Rotarian now. So I'm waiting for Bookie, I'm waiting for Madam Amazing Care. I wait for all of you, Rotary. You can be collaborator with partner. I know one of your colleagues in your prayer is also a Rotarian too. 3 years ago, you have 4 years now. So that is the spirit. You're all welcome. On this note, DG Ayo Oyedekun of the 125 is online too. So you're well recognized. We have another Rotarian from 925. You're all welcome. On that note, we are coming to the end of the program, and it's time for vote of thanks. We want him to, Elizabeth will help us out to patch him through to just give us, also make his remark, because they've been ensuring that this program continue. This program is happening nationwide for the past 7 years, 8 years now, going nationwide. While we're getting that set, we want to appreciate. It's on.
Good afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right, good afternoon to you all. Thank you very much to the RFHD board for organizing this seminar. And I must tell you that as District 9125, we are ready and we are prepared to commence this year's outreach. I know it took some time for us to start this, but it's better late than never. So be rest assured that District 9125 will also carry out this exercise all around our districts within this Rotary period. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you, my district governors. The four governors of the four districts in Nigeria are involved. Both past that are here with us, when they were sick, it's already program every day, and they are here today. And the present is here, they are here to support us. The future are letting their voice with it because they have been there in the past. So as the leadership seat of our district, they are also letting their support to the program in advance. So I want to welcome Dr. Omanola, our district governor of the designate, to give us.
Good afternoon, distinguished district leaders. I also want to particularly appreciate the national coordinator of RFHG. I want to thank you for all the efforts that you have made to make sure that this project has come on board. I know all the challenges that we've had over the months, and I also know that many countries have not been able to do this particular project this year for obvious reasons that we all know. So for Nigeria to host this, I think we really need to give kudos to the national coordinator and all members of the committee that have put this in place. I want to particularly apologize for not being physically present. Today is my first day at work after returning from the Rotary Convention, and I had a load of work when I returned. I'm so sorry for this. I initially planned to attend. Well, we all know the importance of this kind of activity. Health is so important to us, and this project affords us the opportunity to assess the level of health in the participants. And we all know that prevention is better than cure. Most of the processes that are involved in this project are preventative, and it underscores the importance of adequate prevention in health situations. There's no doubt that when we'll engage in this, we'll be able to map diseases before they are established. Once we make the diagnosis, the next thing will be the treatment. So this is a platform for making sure that we do a lot of screening of health diseases that we can prevent them from growing further. So I want to thank the organizers, and I also want to enjoin all clubs to key into this project and make sure that as we have been doing in the past, we also record a huge success this Rotary year. Thank you, PDG Bola Oyebade, for anchoring the project very well. And I want to also salute all our past district governors who have been doing this all over the years and who have been putting all their efforts and all the hands on deck to make sure that we continue to record progress in this project and in other projects that we have been doing in the district. Thank you very much. I wish us a very successful outing this year from tomorrow till Thursday. And I pray that Rotary shall continue to grow higher and higher. Once again, I appreciate you and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to make these few remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, all the doctors here present have all supported this program with their private practices, from Mali Hospital to Island Specialist Hospital to Camera Hospital and to ACE Medical Care in Rotary. Last In addition, we have 200 free cataract surgery. We provide the theater and all the computer support to have it. And it is the summit of the eye care program for the family last year. 200 people had cataract issues treated for free. As well, this put your hands together to this side. We want to patch a sing, which is one. She's from while we are doing while we are presenting her to come in, we want to invite the national coordinator of the program to be followed. And RBG board member, part of this program, Dr. Barroso of the PDG, the support, and so one of the PDG is step forward, sir. We told us that you are always ready for us. Because when you come, you know this stuff. We want to thank everyone that has supported this program, making the 10th edition for one particular man. One man stands out. And I want my national coordinator to do the honor to mention this. I was a small boy when they got me, but quickly a small man, not a full man. So my belief is that.
Okay, as your age, you are still a small man. It's okay. Well, this is a special one, and really, it's a posthumous award. It's for somebody that really landed this particular program in the year 2005, and we all supported them with it. But in the year 2012, when the RSFA, that's the Returns for Family, Returns for Fighting AIDS, metamorphosed to what it is right now, that's the Rotary Family Health Days. He was one that championed it, and he called for us, managed all of us, inspired all of us, and together we did this with him. He's no longer here with us. We had to translate precisely on the 19th of December, year 2020. He passed on. And ever since then, many of us still cannot understand what has hit us. Today, we still remember him. He happened to be a past president of a Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Lagos Central. Eventually, he became a district secretary, and that was in the year 2006, 2007 Rotary year. He became an assistant governor and later a past assistant governor. In the year 2013 to 2014, he became the district governor of our district, District 91 of Nigeria. And ever since then, he has moved on. He also, in the year 2009, became a board director of the RFHA. That was in Birmingham when he was elected as a director. He became a director not only for Nigeria, but also for the entire West Africa. He, at that same time, was managing the entire district in Nigeria as the national coordinator. He went on to become even president that himself as the Rotary Regional Function Chair at the Rotary Zonal level. The one I've been trying to describe and mention in many words is none other than past district governor, Rotary. Whatever we can't get out of our hearts. We had invited his wife to be here to receive this, but today of all days, it's not enough work for her to get out of the house, and she tried all she could with her daughter to be here. As of 1 p.m., she still was managing to be here. We had to tell her just to let go. And the Uber she booked, fortunately, she booked the Uber. So to be here. but the Uber also couldn't make it because they lacked fuel also. It's very unfortunate. We didn't, well, we wanted this to be a surprise to her, but we kept on teasing her that she just had to be here. Also, we know how symbolic she was in the life of our leader, past district governor. This really is for her, it's for him, and it's not my place really to hand this over to her. What we had planned was for our director who took over from him to hand this over to him. So my director, sir, I would like you to please hand this over to another of our past district governor who happened to be very close to the family. Our past district governor, Wale Balajo, also very, very close to the family. So, sir, I'd like to hand this over to you while you hand this over to our past district governor, Wale, who will deliver it to money in the conference. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And since I was elected into the board of RFHA, and within a few weeks, I knew that I was stepping into very, very big shoes. I'm still not able to fit into those shoes very well because he's made so much impression on the board. And many times I always tell about this, I'm not going to go, no, I'm not able to do that because he epitomized what RFHA was in Nigeria and in West Africa. You can't mention RFHA without mentioning PDD. He put his heart and soul and his money actually into the project. And that is why we are able to have a ready-made project like that. He started it at its infancy and built it to be the envy of the whole RFHA world. We have the highest number of sites, the highest number of people that visit, because they keep very good statistics in RFHA. You know how many people visited, what condition they treated, and when you look at the statistics, Nigeria always stays there at the top of all the RFHA programs in the world. So it's actually quite saddening when we lost PDD Olu as while he was in active service. Right till the end, we all know that he died on his in Egypt while on Rotary assignments. And it's not a good way to die, but we know anywhere, both in and outside RFHA, it will be remembered quite warmly. So I have the pleasure to present this post-focus award to PDD Olu in appreciation of his selflessness to humanity and in championing the RFHA cause since the inception in 2005 till December 2020. It was given this day, the 21st day of June 2020, and signed by the RFPD National Coordinator of PDD, Bola Oyebade.
Intellectual National Coordinator and Ability and co-reference of their partners. I feel greatly honored to be the one to receive this on behalf of the family of the Olus. We never get to talk about him. We never stop talking about him. He did so much for this particular activity and for so many other activities. So, it's like I do research to me, because we went to it for a seminar on the foundation. People have said in Nigeria to do a sleeper felt should be rejected. And what happened? Well, only God knows. Everybody will have apostles. You never be apostle. Only God knows. And when it's time, nothing anybody can do. So give thanks to the Almighty for all you were permitted to do. We thank the Almighty for our own coming across His path and learning from you as mentees. And wishing all the best of the new road. So on behalf of the rules, thank you for this award. I can be sure that I'll get it over to Mommy as soon as possible. We will see hopefully in a few days, so I'm sure we'll get this back. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. My PDs, I have not really succession. Yes, we cannot have the people are already got a lot of us on board. And today, with the 10th anniversary, I was privileged to know his impression about this program, particularly reaching the 10th year. Not knowing that with the last time we were talking, he spoke so much about 2 days earlier. I'm leaving this program in your hands. This will be the 10th year. After 10th year, I will be looking at you guys. Don't disappoint me. And today, we want to begin to recognize all those who have, some of those, we don't talk about COVID-19 and global recession. But then, the little we have, we must share. I want to begin by inviting Amazing Care Foundation to step forward. Yes, that time we have nothing. I can remember so many talks. Baba would call her. It was an amazing grace. You want to give it to us there. We always call it amazing grace. So my baby now.
Thank you very much. Amazing Grace Foundation has been a partner for a long time in this quest to do good all over the world. And I have here the Appreciation Award presented to Amazing Grace Foundation in appreciation of your invaluable contribution to the success of the Rotary Family Health Day program in Nigeria. Presented today and signed by National Coordinator of PDG.
On behalf of Amazing Care Foundation, it's a very big surprise. I didn't know there was a package like this. I want to appreciate Rotary Club. It's been a wonderful years with them, and they've been very good fellows. Honestly, the past coordinator, our lady that is late, Omanola, has been a very good, gentle fellow. And we pray that his soul will rest in peace. Thank you, Rotary Club. God bless you.
And thank you so much, Amazing Care Foundation. We want to invite people, I want to take this organization, Cervical Therapy, George, and you, step forward. I mean, it's you can take turns, I don't worry, so I will just accept you.
Now, all these appreciation award lets us to know that you just keep it doing good, and especially when you do it selflessly. Rotary is very good in identifying those who are working right there in the background. They don't make noise, they don't shout, they don't do anything. Kerwin and Seraphim Church, right in the church there, they tell us that those who shout their glory on rooftops, when they do something, you sometimes see videos. People want to do some presentation, they go and do video and go and show it on social media. The Holy Bible tells us that they have got their reward. You do good, you get your reward, and that's the end of it. But those who do it quietly, silently, those are the ones that get their reward in heaven. And so we want to appreciate the Cherubim and Seraphim Church for the selfless service they've been doing, partnering with RFH over this year. And we have this presentation in appreciation for your valuable contribution to the success of Rotary Family Health Day program in Nigeria. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of CRS Church for entirely, we want to appreciate our partner, our coordinator, and their protocols. I thank you, everyone, for your support. God bless you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Want to invite the Faith Evangelist Christian Mission Church. Faith Evangelist Christian Mission, are they here? Oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome, man.
Yes, just as I've said, the creed of the Holy Gospel, when you follow them, people will know, people will identify you and appreciate you. I want to thank you for what you've been doing silently and quietly right there in the field in order to keep people healthy, both physically and also spiritually. The Faith Revivalist Christian Mission, FRCM, we're presenting this to you in appreciation of your valuable contribution to the success of the Rotary Family Health Day program in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Is it going to invite the Planned Parenthood Federation of Nigeria, PPFA? Are they represented here? No. Catholic Church of Representation. Catholic Church of Representation want to invite you. This our partners of us almost the whole length of our existence. I want to thank them so much.
Well, the Catholic Church epitomizes charity, and I'm not surprised that they've been a partner over the years. The Catholic Church of the Presentation, we're presenting this to you in appreciation of your invaluable contribution to the success of the Rotary Family Health Day program. Thank you very much.
Right away, we want to invite the Oasis Foundation. They've been our worthy partner for so many years. And then we want to invite our PDG. And I think this that made open one secret that to support this program, not only as a Rotarian, but in so many other parts. And this is one of the parts. Thank you, sir.
My PDG as Charity Incorporated himself, both is in vocation, both in the spiritual life, and the Oasis Foundation. It's awareness the human needs, and that's involved from that angle, and that will add an additional feather to his craft. And we're presenting this in appreciation for your valuable contribution to the success of RFH. Thank you very much.
But I want to, on behalf of the Rotary Foundation, I want to say thank you for this appreciation. It's going to go a long way to inspire many of the other members. I was a foundation member of this, and I'm the foreign vice chairman of this. So we want to say thank you to the RFT for this, and I hope that we shall continue to support. Although this year, the announcement came so late that we also volunteers on all the capacity members. I will be able to participate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my PhD. I want to also invite the Power Oil Health Camp. It's a program of Duffield Prima Foods PLC. Every year, the nation they operate both up in Lagos and outside Now we are also by Mr. Simeon to receive this. Samuel Joyful, please come forward. Please clap for them, please. Please, let's go there.
Power Oil Health Camp, and from the name, you will know that they're going to do nutritional health, and that's the very key part of what RFH does. And they've been a partner for quite some time. They're part of Duffield Prima Foods PLC. I presented this plan with appreciation for your valuable contribution that you give to the success of the RFH program over the years in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
While we are taking that, I want to invite all recipients, all our recipients, please come forward. Please, all the recipients that are here, please. I also want to note that for those online, we only selected 15. There are more recipients than this. But you know, we can never say thank you enough. So we want to invite all recipients. My national coordinator, please join us. PDG Kamau, please join us here. While they are taking that, for those who are joining us online, like I said, we have selected 15 recipients for this appreciation. We thank everyone. Federal Ministry of Health, Abuja. We thank them so much. Their plan is here. Please clap for them. They will support the program all through. We have federal government support for this program. Health Matters Incorporated, they help us with our hepatitis activity in Lagos. One hepatitis zero, another action in Rotary, helps us with the hepatitis program in the north. Microscopes also support us with cancer screening too. AIDS Air Care Foundation in Abuja, they also support us with we support the test kits to our program. FCT Primary Healthcare Board have been very, very supportive. They have supported us with approval to touch all places all over the federation to do this program. And one individual we have selected this year for this appreciation is the only individual of the 15 people we have recognized, Mrs. Ladi Ayegusi of the Federal Ministry of Health. Our breakthrough with the relationship with Federal Ministry of Health happened with our support and assistance. So we recognize her for this. So these are 15 people we have recognized this year. And I hope subsequent edition of the program will be recognizing more. And we know that those who have not mentioned their names knows that we appreciate their support. Saying thank you very much. So on that note, I want to before we take it close. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to take remarks from all of us who are here. And let's maybe what I want to say or advise or comment or anyone. I want to invite the past president of Rotary Club of Ikeja Central. They've been at the Aladdin Market. You need to share his experience with Aladdin. They refused to leave Aladdin Market. In fact, the market refused to live there. But I want to please step forward. Give us a brief comment of your experience of the Rotary Parking event day.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Yes, I think it has been a wonderful experience. The Rotary family at days. My club joined in 2013, 2014, and till now we keep calling. When are we seeing you again? Because we have heard a lot of them to discover so many areas that we don't even know they have. I think there was an occasion, an elderly woman, about 80 years old, came there. She said, I want to remove my teeth. Not knowing she didn't have high blood pressure. And that note, she realized she was hypertensive. And she has to go and control that before she could do the. But the dental care people told her when the blood pressure is down, it will be free. She should come and a case of another a lady for jam. The lady, I don't know how she overworked herself, reading, and she came here with her sister just to do dental care and we did blood pressure. And this lady was 200. And I asked how old are you? She said, I'm just 17. How do you come about it? Who are you here with? She said, my auntie, go and call her. After interrogation, to find out that she never knew she was reading for past 3 months, not having sleep. So a lot of experiences. The first edition, this Italian lady, this Italian lady was on our side. And it was, you remember that lady, and the thing lasted on the Rotary website for a very long time. I believe this, we all clubs should key into it. And we touch more life by carrying the flag. I thank everybody and the clubs that participated, and I want more clubs to join the trade. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, yes, and that.
What we invite, oh, you see, one police they only want to bell the guard. Yes, but Madam Mrs. K. Welcome. Amazing grace.
Yes. If I don't talk about Rotary Club, I think I am not doing good. In fact, if I should assess one of the best organized organization or clubs is Rotary Club. Rotary Club has impacted life so much. You know, we are talking of impactation, it's on health, actually. It's not just health. The impact on health, the impact on the putting food on the table of so many. In fact, you know, why people are working, those that are, you know, when they say they are going out for programs, so many people are working with them, volunteers. Directly or indirectly, those ones are also being impacted. So there's no how you come today without you having the feeling of what they are doing. In fact, if other clubs that I am hearing about are doing like Rotary Club, I think we will move higher. And moreover, a club in this part of the world where everything is going the other way around. I don't want to say such so that nobody will arrest me. You see a kind of commitment. You see a kind of transparency. You see a kind of, it is my own. They are not doing, all the leaders carry this club as if it is their personal club. And that is when you achieve a common goal. I want to appreciate it. In fact, people are, I said I will not join any club, but people are tempting me to join you. Thank you very much.
It's again. Now invite one of my PDs to come and talk right now. Mr. K, can I ask you again? Let us invite to us to Mr. K. Or prepare to talk today. Let me invite Dr. Austin Seke, who is now a Rotarian. I think it's just this is the official word now, only a Rotarian.
Thank you very much. Standing on the existing protocol. Because as a baby Rotarian, I think I have to relax and learn things before I begin to open my mouth to talk to avoid mistakes. But one thing I want to say here is that I appreciate Rotary Club so much, more than I ever thought I would. And before I proceed, I want you to help me thank Rotarian Ben Okumani. Please, a round of applause for him. He is an amazing personality. If not for him, I don't think I'll be a Rotarian today. I've done Rotary Club for many years now, and I've been working with Rotary Club for over 4 or 5 years, you know, supervising this program in the church I belong. And the spirit I see in Rotary Club, the selflessness, the resilience, the consciousness of purpose. You know, when you are set out to achieve something and you don't just stop. You know, a lot of people can give excuses and say, I think I can't move forward. I think the troubles are so much. But I found out that in a Rotary Club, regardless of the circumstance, they just try to achieve. I don't know if it is peculiar to just Rotary 9110, okay? But that is my observation. And this is a club I am learning so much about life from. Because in life, if you cannot give, you cannot receive. It is in Rotary Club I realize that you may have nothing and yet give. You don't have to have everything before you can give. So Rotary Club has impacted so many lives in so many ways. I'm a family physician. I own my own private practice. I can tell you a little thing and a few things about health. There are some things that are not really mentioned, but when they are studied, you know, they come out with some kind of assertions or some theories and all of that. But Rotary Club has given me an opportunity to find out a particular thing about health, especially when it relates to stroke and hypertension. We have diagnosed a lot of, just as one of our speakers earlier on said, we have found so many people come for these tests and they are found to be hypertensive,
And at that point, interventions are made. Now, I want to tell you today that I have never seen anybody who walked into the hospital severely hypertensive before a manifestation of stroke or anything. And intervention was made, and this person went further to develop stroke. I've not seen one. I don't know if you get my message. Somebody accidentally found to be hypertensive. Just last year, a guy came to the hospital with 200/130. We managed, and he's okay. Now he's 120/70 within a week. But those who have stroke, they progress to get that stroke because the hypertension was not diagnosed. So you can count the number of people Rotary Club has been impacting with this. A lot of people are discouraged because of the financial implication. They don't have money to even feed, not to talk of running tests. That Rotary Club is championing this cause to get to the less privileged. I was really downplaying it, but over the years, I have found so many people in my church, in the street, that I know are walking on the streets today just because of Rotary Club's program. So please, once again, a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Because of time, we will take just two last comments only. The first one from Ayodio, and then the last one was Femi of Rotary Club Alakore, on the newest club that is participating in this program.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate you, sir. God bless you so much. Yes, and for my honestly, Rotary have added so much to my church members and the immediate people around our church. A lot of people have benefited from this. Our last experience was some young ladies from schools around us that came in there to benefit from the part. We're just thinking it's a normal thing that we should just go to the schools and share with them. It became the kind of practice, the kind of culture, the kind of hope. We have to go to Ireland because Rotary are already there. They're already marking the date for us just because of the part. And the way they have, even their teachers, they are not saying, please, when are you organizing the program again? Our Rotary around you. So it's already marked date for them. That is what it was. Secondly, the old people around, they see Rotary as part of Ireland as something that they have to recognize and sign date for. I think they have so much values to people around. They even save it as an opportunity. Oh, I can't afford to go to the hospital, but I have one opportunity. Anytime Rotary is taking place in Ireland or any other opportunity in our health, we channel their mind to save life. And I want to appreciate all the coordinators, governors, and everyone that is participating. And I want to use this medium. Nothing we are doing, and we are doing for doing nothing. Everything has its reward. Since I have started doing this job for Rotary, I've seen a lot of benefits in it. Even to my own parents, anytime I'm running that program, I'm free. People want to, you run up and down, go for it. How do you do it? It's go. So whatever you give out, you get it back in my program. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please. This club is less than 3 hours. 3 months now? Almost 3 months. And the way they pressurize us to be part of this program, I want to go and tell us why it's so.
Love to know, sir. And my fellow veterans, good afternoon. Let me start from what Rotary Club came to Alakore Ezobi to come and do. That actually move our souls on that axis to make it possible for Rotary Club to begin at Alakore. They came there. They came to our CDA to come and build what's it called, bomb on the streets. That is from Bagada, Rotary Club Bagada. The president is the president, Rotary president, It came with the government to come and operate the bomb water system on the streets. That day, we appreciated Rotary Club. You know, when we were in secondary school, we always know the way students, little ones, and now discovered that it's beyond that. That was when this thing started, that was exactly what Bishops encouraged the youth on the streets. Even they taught us a lot of things to come together to begin Rotary Club on Alapere. So we started with sharing coding. So we few used to go from Alapere to sharing Magodo. So we'll be going, few of us, like 3 or 4, we'll be going there. We now discovered that we not achieve our aims. If we still go to giving Alapere to sharing Magodo access to start our own club, and now discovered we talked to the president, we talked to Rotary that we cannot continue. People who told Rotary past president of the Baghdad, we told them, say, we can't continue here. Let's just start our own club, so that we have many that will join. You know, some people have been giving excuses that they cannot from their work from Ireland with traffic to meet the meeting, but they are coming home. It will be convenient for them. That was how we started. It was like a joke. We started, we called ourselves together. Thank God, and I'm appreciating the president that encouraged me so much that when you start to see what is talking about, today we are more than 30 something members, and they are committed. And on the, thank you, sir. Thank you, my friend. The training that we came to do on Friday, they put us with Bagada access, Bagada South, that we should join them. But we've been telling our people that don't worry, healthcare is coming to Rotary, and it will come. And they said, how? I said, they came here we are enjoying the water system. And even there, we are planning to, the youth, the city planning to buy generator plant that will be powering. And it's going to still be through Rotary Club because we want the community to enjoy what is called Rotary. So we now say, sir, we can't go to Bagada. Fine. Let's also do it and give us a day out of the 2 to do it at Alapere. Because I've been telling my people that healthcare is from this our weekend, and Rotary Club is bringing free healthcare. When I was graduating, I said, this is a sign to give to our people that Rotary Club has come to stay in Alapere. One past governor called me for water. He said he has been in Rotary Club. He saw my name because he said, Femi, yes, I was told that Rotary Club has started in Alapere. I said, yes, sir. I didn't know him. He said he has been in Rotary Club for 22 years. Make sure that, I know some people at that very assist. They said they didn't manage it. Make sure that Rotary Club come to Alapere and stay for life. He said, this is going to be my slogan to you. Anytime I call you, Femi, let this team come and stay for life. And I said that last Friday, that he's coming to stay and staying for life. And he's going to, we are there to, I told my fellow, because I have to speak to chapter president. I told my fellow, I told them, I said, don't let Rotary Club pass through. You pass through Rotary Club and see what's going to be your testimony. I always tell them, and be committed. Whatever you are doing, do it for the purpose of, don't do it for the purpose of what you are going to do. Do it for the purpose of what God has said to the community that to come and do. And you will do it perfectly. How that is just the need for Rotary Club, and God will definitely intervene every other area of your living. And they said, glory be to God. From there we started, and we are large. They are expecting me to come with our equipment. Because we've gone to the government, we've gone to the healthcare, to that. They say, don't worry. They're happy to receive Rotary Club. And I want to appreciate my Rotary Ben for pushing me, for encouragement. As my President Rotary, for encouraging you to that. Don't worry, we are going to support you in everything that you're going to do. We are going to support. I thank every one of us here. And please, I want to tell us whatever we are doing concerning the club, please be committed to it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for keeping faith with this program. And I know that from what you have said, 10 years is a good small. It's for life that you're part of this program. It's on that note by National Coordinator. I think we have done so much today that we can actually call it a day. So I want to ask all of us to rise on our feet as I invite. While we're on our feet, I want to let us know that as Rotarians, we're a part of this Rotary Action Group. We encourage life membership, lifetime membership. There are two types of membership: annual membership of $20 annually, or $30 now annually. But we encourage lifetime membership, which is $100 payment. Like I said earlier, all of the top table are all lifetime member, and myself, Ashola Bless, too, are lifetime member, and a lot of Rotarians all over Nigeria are lifetime member. So you can join us and be part of it. And non-Rotarians can also always participate in the program. We have no discrimination about participation in the program. I want to invite Ashola Bless to please lead us in the chat, and then we call it a close.
Thank you very much. District Coordinator, our National Coordinator of the Practice Governors, distinguished Rotarians. Well, since this is not a forum for beer and pursuit and lights, we do it in different style. We say, not above me, not below me, but with me. The spirit to continue to help people in our community. Let's say, not above me, not below me, but with me. What do you know about supporters? Let's say, not above me, not below me, but with me. What do you know about Maryland? Not above me, not below me, but with me. What do you know about Ojodu? Not above me, not below me. My God is out. Not above me, not below me, but with me. If we not above me, you get a central. Not above me, not below me. Go on and say. Alagbado. You get a sound. Onigbogbo, Egbeda, all our partners. Not below me, not below me. Oh, first time central. Alakwere, Canada State. All people of the present, not above me, not below me, all with me. To all our guests, not above me, not below me, but with me. To the organization that brought them on here today, that organization started by a woman of substance who lost his dear son to HIV/AIDS and see it as a challenge to help others. So that wonderful woman called Marion Bunch, and to the organization Rotarians of Family Health and AIDS Incorporated. Let's say, not above me, not below me, but with me. To all the clubs online, I can see your tab. I can see Koyi Metro. I can see so many clubs online. Let's say, not above me, not below me, but with me. Thank you. God bless you.
So last note, we all recite the national anthem.
Thank you very much. Safely back home to every one of you. God bless.